Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. I'm Ken Fitzgerald, and I'll be talking about copy and copywriting for the next few minutes, if for no other reason that hopefully we all share a love of words. I'd like to start by giving you a quick overview of my career. I've pretty much covered most of the country, and I've been lucky enough to work with some pretty amazing brands. Lexus, Nintendo, AT&T, General Motors, uh, Hawaiian Punch, and I was lucky enough to introduce the world to Cabo San Lucas when I did tourism for Mexico. But throughout my career as an associate creative director, or executive creative director, I remained a copywriter and learned a few things along the way that I think would be helpful to anyone who wants to have a career as a copywriter or who wants to be in creative. Now, if you ask a few hundred people what a copywriter is, you'll get a few hundred answers. But this is my take of what we do. We're problem solvers. We love puzzles and mysteries and finding the answers to all problems, whether they're easy or complex. And that makes us explorers, digging deep to find new ways to approach a project, looking at the product and the brand from every angle and every channel. We're certainly magicians because there's many times we won't have enough time or enough information to do what we have to do. So that's when you turn that into a challenge. Take your superpowers and do the impossible. And that makes us heroes at times. We come through under pressure, save a lot of people's stress and concern, and in some cases, we save their jobs. Now, these two are truer than you can imagine. First of all, when looking at the project, we need to understand the brain and the mindset of the consumer. Then there are times when dealing with account people and project managers, you have to be a good listener and help them along the project and allay any fears of imminent failure. Now, I think everyone can connect with this one. I have found over the years that the most talented people in any creative profession, advertising, music, acting, or screenwriting, the more talented they are, the more insecure they are. But deep inside, when all is said and done, they find a way to pump themselves up and create amazing work. Now, if you don't agree with this one, you should just stop and go sell shoes. Questions. Always ask questions. Then ask more questions. Because there will be a time when the most important question is the one you didn't ask. This is what we do. Analyze, optimize, personalize, hypothesize, certainly visualize, hopefully mesmerize, specialize, humanize, and realize that good enough isn't. Finally, we believe in ourselves and our ideas. That, to me, is what makes a copywriter. Now, here are a few things I wished someone would have told me years ago. You should start with an insight. What is an insight? Well, a consumer insight is a fresh understanding, but not obvious, about consumer beliefs, values, habits, desires, their motives, emotions, and needs that all can be translated into a competitive advantage for the brand. The insight usually comes from account planners or brand strategists in the agency who go through countless hours of focus groups and interviews. They will take all of that information, turn it into a strategy, and then craft a solid creative brief. That's where you can begin to find that kernel of human truth that would begin a strong connection between the customer and the brand. Here's another big aha for me. It's not about the what, it is about the why. Why someone would need this product or service to fulfill a need or emotion. Because in the long run, marketing isn't about selling, it's about filling a need. So what is the emotional benefit? You will be asked that many, many times. Well, I'm glad you asked. because these are basic human emotions, and every brand in the world seeks to fulfill one or more of them. Okay, let's take safe and secure. Every life insurance message is trying to touch that emotion. You're in good hands with Allstate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Car messaging is basically the same. When they have a safety message, they show crash dummies. They talk about safety statistics or present online and broadcast video testimonials speaking to their story and experience. So you can feel safe, but also it ladders up to other basic human emotions and needs, like being confident and capable. It will give the customer peace of mind. And then there's loved, the very foundation of every consumer goods strategy. Count how many times, thanks mom, I love you mom, that you'll read or see in a day where mom is the hero. Everyone wants to be understood. They want to feel safe, respected, admired, and empowered. So now that you've found your emotional need, you understand the insight and strategy, what is the best way to connect with that emotion to the brand? Me, I think it's really, really good copy. But the question is, are you writing or composing your copy? I know it's another strange question, but it is a huge difference. First of all, write for the ear. I know it sounds weird, but of course you're writing for the eye. They have to read it to understand the message. But while they're reading, they are also hearing the words. There's a reason it's called brand voice. I don't care if you're writing a banner, blog, or billboard, your copy should create a rhythm and flow. It should be melodic. Depending on the message, you will still have rhythm, but the tempo and meter will be a little bit different. Here's a way of thinking about it. The syllables are the notes, and the words are the beat. Your sentence structure should create the melody. You want your copy to move the reader along. So the question is, how do you know if you have rhythm and meter to your copy? It's quite simple. Read it out loud. Always read your copy out loud. When you do, you'll begin to realize you'll stumble over a sentence, or you'll have to reread the sentence or paragraph in order to understand the point you're trying to make in the copy. The fact is, when copy is composed, you can feel the rhythm of the sentence. A sense of timing, a beat, tempo, meter, rhythm. It's melodic. Now, here are 3 things most of the really good copywriters I've worked with and hired had in common. Bill Park's Foundation. I'll just read a few lines so you can feel the flow and tempo. Now, here's an intriguing headline. Is your life more interesting than a squirrel's? You might think it is, but you take the same tube every day. You spend 5 days a week sitting at your desk, working through lunch and stay late. You buy the same sandwich day in, day out with the same drink. You make excuses not to see friends at weekends because you're busy when you're really just watching TV. I hope those few sentences gave you a sense of that flow and meter I was talking about, that melodic feel. And it stays consistent throughout the copy till you get to the button where it says, now who's nuts? It's a great piece of copy. And finally, every time you're given a project, no matter if it's a 200 by 200 banner or a national TV campaign, you'll have 8 letters to choose how you're going to approach that opportunity. Are you going to be reactive? Or are you going to be creative? Same 8 letters, but the results are going to be seismically different. It's up to you. Me, I hope you always choose the latter. I hope you found a few nuggets you can use going forward. I thank you for your attention and the opportunity for me to share some things that I've learned during my amazing journey as a copywriter. If you have any questions about copy or what it's like to be in the world of advertising, please don't hesitate to contact me. It's kenfitz.1@gmail.com. Thank you, and best of luck going forward.